on? And welcome to the Chasing Happiness podcast. Today, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Chase Walker, and I am one of the co-owners of Lastform.
Yes, you are. That is a very, very nice company. I've been looking at some of those clothes, and you guys are really making moves.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You want to kind of explain how you guys came to be, how you started?
The company started with just me and one of my friends. We're both collegiate national power lifters at our school, Xavier University.
Oh, wow.
We always kind of had a passion for working out, a passion for powerlifting, and with that, we were also really into the streetwear kind of industry. We always loved fashion and putting on different types of clothes. So we kind of wanted to combine
Right,
both of our passions and see if we could try to make our own type of streetwear, athletic wear kind of blend.
right. Yeah, that's a great way to start. At least both got that passion and fire. That's what you need to start that kind of company. Um, you got anything else you want to tell us about yourself?
I'm currently a senior at the school, so I'm actually planning on graduating early, so it's probably gonna be my last
Right.
semester. I'm also hoping I'm planning on maybe doing one more competition, powerlifting competition, hopefully within I'll see if I can do within the next 2 months or something like that. So give me a grand stage to be able to also wear my product. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to that.
Right.
I should qualify for nationals, so it'll give me an opportunity to compete against some of the best in my weight class across the nation. So I'm just excited for that opportunity.
Right. How often are you training for that?
So I usually work out around 6 times a week, 5 to 6 times a week. But of course, with the coming up of our first launch, I kind of had to take a little bit more days off to kind
Right.
of put extra time to focus into the managing the marketing and supply chain operations of the actual industry. So,
Right. Yeah. When you first started, like, where did you start from, and where you are now? What would you have done differently?
oof. I'd say probably the biggest thing was, ooh, I'd probably say the biggest thing that I had to focus on would be the money management of actually like creating a business. I knew it was going to be expensive. It wasn't going to be cheap at all, but I was kind of willing to take the risk at the time. I think I would have saved more money beforehand. It's kind of very expensive. The biggest thing I didn't expect was marketing. It costs way more money than I anticipated to actually market one's product. So you could kind of spread awareness and grow
Yeah.
your actual brand itself. But that was probably the hardest thing that I didn't anticipate, and that if I could go back, I wish I had more money so I could do a better job of funding our marketing campaigns.
Right. Yeah. When starting a company, money is definitely a big issue because you never know how much you're gonna need, and you always need more.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Marketing's a big, yeah. All right. So this is a question I ask all my interviews. What are your opinion on aliens?
Nah, I mean, I definitely think that like there's other, even unintelligent, but I think intelligent life too. They're out there. I
Right.
mean, the universe is just way too big for there to us to be the
Right.
only intelligent life.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we
It's
can
just
find it one day, especially in my lifetime. I hope at least we could
right.
identify this type of life. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. Have you ever been in a situation that you just can't explain? Like such a bizarre situation.
Oh, that's that's an unexpected one. Um, I mean, there's probably
Exactly.
plenty of times I've been in weird situations. Sometimes, my life takes weird turns. Again, even starting a business,
Right.
like it was an unexpected turn. I would have never
Exactly.
thought that I would be anything like this. It's kind of hard to explain that. When I got my first tattoo, that was
Yeah.
kind of hard to explain. But um, oof, yeah, that's a hard. Even getting into powerlifting, because I don't know what got me into working out the way I do now, but I
Right.
mean, it's something that I'm stuck
Exactly.
stuck with. So.
Was there a point after starting your company where you just wanted to quit and give up?
Oh, all the time. I mean, even today, like it wasn't necessarily the best day, but I think these challenges are what makes the successes feel so much better. Sometimes you have to go through adversity to truly understand the magnitude of the rewards one reaps. So, I take every challenge one step at a time, one day at a time. I try very hard to overcome
Mm,
a lot of my challenges, and again, hopefully, I can always we haven't hit any challenge that was too big for us to not overcome so far. So as long as I put the time and effort into bettering myself and bettering the company, I think I could overcome basically any hurdle.
that's true. The more effort you put in, the better you get,
Yes, sir.
obviously. Um, if you had to start another company right now, what do you think it would be?
So me and my co-owner talk about this a lot. His overall plans for the companies that he wants to actually open up his own gym. So I think that's kind of cool. Having the streetwear and the gym. I'm really interested in clothing still, so I think I want to do something else, clothing related, but more streetwear related. What we make now is again more kind of
Right,
athletic streetwear, but I would want something kind of more primarily just streetwear, primarily for a kind of a different audience to the one that we currently target.
right. Do you ever see you guys maybe switching paths one day and not working together?
As of right now, I don't think so. I mean, my co-owner is also like my roommate currently. He's also one of my better friends, so I
Right,
see him all the time. We talk all the time. I think we probably will always have our own avenues of business that we might want to individually go down, and I think that's just always just a mutual understanding between us. But, um, I mean, I think our cooperation and our communication is very good between each other, and um, we never really had any type of argument. We usually have very polite discussions over certain specific topics and stuff like that. So I don't really ever see us kind of at least parting ways in a more negative connotation.
right. Yeah, the communication is really a big part in any sort of relationship, any any sort, especially when you're business partners.
Yeah, I try to make sure we have effort to at least talk about business at least once a day. I understand that anytime any of
Yeah,
us has any little problem, it's probably very important that we at least discuss it with each other. I try to be transparent about anything, especially finances. I know money is a big divider in a lot of relationships, so being able to be open about how we spend and use our finance, I think, is very important. And just again, keeping transparency so it never feels like one person's hiding anything from the other person. I think is very important. Keeping a healthy relationship.
right, exactly. When you very first started this company, did you immediately want to go into like athletic wear or
So when it kind of started, it was kind of unexpected. I didn't know how serious we both were about it. He kind of spent a lot of time more on his end, actually reaching out to many different manufacturers and suppliers. So it was until he actually started having some samples sent over from the country and actually buying the LLC that I realized that all right, we're actually like a thing now. We're an actual company now. We
right?
actually have been putting effort into designs and actually buying some of the product. This is something that I think we're gonna have to go all in, or you can't kind of go half in and half out in a company. I think to be successful, especially
Yeah,
in any type of
exactly.
endeavor you want to do in life, you have to go all in if you want to be truly successful.
Yeah, you're not going to be successful in anything unless you're passionate about it.
Yes, sir.
That's very true. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that try to start businesses and they just immediately go right down the drain because they have no idea what they're doing. But you guys really seem like you're getting there.
Yeah, I think he said
You
he
guys,
Shopify before, so he's kind of already understood kind of
yeah,
the more supply chains operations aspect to a business. But I think another thing is having two people instead of one person. It's already a lot of work for just me, let alone I can't imagine how starting or owning a business with just one person is. I'm having to run every different form and
exactly.
avenue of communication and uh, the actual business. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a lot of work and something that you truly have to have a passion to get into if you want to be successful.
Do you see yourself? Do you see like yourself as a company bringing in outside investors?
Yeah, we've been trying to get more investments or more different types of funding because our plan is to be able to drop a lot more different types of clothing. We have shorts being made, men's shorts, women's shorts are actually kind of being. We have samples coming all the way, so hopefully we could get that out soon. And we also want to make new shirts, but with our current funding, depend or how much we actually buy is kind of dependent on how many shirts we currently sell. So getting any type of outside investment is very important for us because it'll just allow us to sell more stuff, market our products better, and I think we would just overall just be more successful and bigger as a company with different outside investing. But again, we take what we could get. We're blessed to even be here right now, have the opportunities we have now, and we always try to figure something out. I mean, there's always free ways you can market stuff. If I want to make more money, I have to just sell more product, and I try my hardest every day to try to reach a new customer.
Right. Yeah. Um. So at the moment, you guys have no outside investors, or
No, we currently do not.
you ever see yourself going on like a Shark Tank type of thing?
Yeah, I've been
Maybe
trying to look at different types of kind of, I don't know what you would call that. I guess different
like
programs and stuff like that that actually kind of do those kind of
programs. Yeah.
yeah, that have like investors on it that try to look for new ideas. I understand
Yeah.
that like athletic streetwear isn't a new like industry. So I know actually selling the product
Yeah.
would be a lot harder than, and it's not like we are 30, 40-year olds who've been in the kind of business for a long time. For we are college students. This is really our first company. So understand that it's probably a lot harder to sell our actual company or at least the idea to new investors. But I think it's the belief that we have in our company which is carrying us so far.
Right. That's it's such a mature answer when you wouldn't expect that, considering you're only in college.
Yeah.
So it's it sounds like you've been doing this for years.
Yeah. I mean, I always knew
What?
that. Oh, you can keep going.
Oh, you can go. You can go.
Well, I was gonna say like, yeah, I kind of knew that. No, being a co-owner of a company, you have to be very mature about the approach to it. Again, even hopping on a podcast like this, I understand that everything I say could be misconstrued if I don't at least think out what I'm trying to say. It's I have to carry myself a different way. I think it's a good learning experience just as a person in general, but especially with running a company or ever trying to be in some type of industry, it's kind of important to just understand how you carry yourself and how you carry the brand you represent. So it was definitely a big
Right.
learning experience. I still make mistakes every now and then, and I try my hardest to try to just be the best I can be every single day.
Yeah, especially with cancel culture nowadays, you got to be careful with everything you say. It's
Yeah.
crazy. What year did you start your company? Or like when?
So our company was technically started, I think, March of this year. But I was by started, I mean we
March.
got our LLC in March. So the
Right.
actual development and designing of our actual merchandise has been happening all year round. We just officially dropped our
Right.
first season of clothing last month, so that kind of gives you a time frame of how long it went into actually
Right.
production and other kind of faculties of creating the shirts and the designs.
Right. What would you think is the one thing that would be holding you back right now from hitting $1 million in sales this year?
Oof, I think the biggest thing is funding. Again, we're still trying to look for funding. I think our designs are second to none. Our price points, I can't say who our competitors are, but
Right.
um, if you look at our competitors' clothes and our clothes, you get the same designs, same materials, same fabrics for a cheaper price. And I think at the end of the day, people just want to be able to look good when they go to the gym. So I know we always reach our audience. We always have people reaching out to us talking about how much they love our brand, how much they love our clothing. So I think once we get more money, we're just able to produce more different types of designs, more different types of shirts, more different types of shorts. Especially because we so far we have a very big audience who is really looking at our shorts. So we're trying to rush to actual manufacturing of our shorts. Once we kind of get the actual money to buy all this supply, I think that's when we're really gonna hit these type of big milestones.
Right. That's again very mature answer. Do you think that you guys would have been here right now if you guys didn't know each other? Do you think you guys would still be in the same paths?
I don't think so. I always kind of wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I just never really understood how to start. And I think meeting him and kind of
Right.
his kind of previous experience was kind of the big reason to why I'm even doing this now. He has a lot of he has different skill sets than I do, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we work. His major is actually computer science. So when it comes to stuff like designing the website or graphic design, he kind of has more knowledge on that than I would, anyways. So I just never really had all these types of skill sets that I think would be needed to start a business by myself, especially if I didn't know him. But I think again, I'm blessed to even have him as a friend, know him, and have
Right.
him as a business partner. So
So are you guys making all your designs in house?
yeah, so we usually kind of just find inspiration. Sometimes that we save all of our inspiration. We try to figure out designs and we kind of negotiate stuff together. But yeah, we usually kind of take our own time to actually design a lot of our shirts and stuff like that.
Right. Did you do? Have you guys ever considered going into like the supplement category kind of thing, like protein?
Yeah, I think he specifically wanted to do something like that. I think he's actually interested in creating his own type of pre-workout, which I think that's pretty
Right.
cool. But I know nothing about like chemistry or any type of real biology or something like that. So
Right.
I think that's an avenue that I don't kind of want to get involved in personally. It's just more stuff that I don't necessarily know. Even though I am a bodybuilder, I am a power lifter, I probably should know a lot more of that kind of stuff. But it's just not something I'm too knowledgeable about. And I like kind of sticking in avenues that I know I'm very knowledgeable about and kind of know how to maneuver a lot better.
Right. So, so in the next 10 years, where do you see yourself and your company?
I think my goal is for us to be very big by that. I think I don't even know if you would say household name maybe, but if you work out or you're somebody who goes to the gym or wants to get into fitness, my plan is that my fault. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think by the time in 10 years, if you work out and you're in the fitness industry, you kind of know us. You know us as a household name, kind of. Again, I don't think we're ever going to reach a more mainstream audience. We're trying to reach out to different kind of
Right.
sporting groups like football, tennis, volleyball, stuff like that. But Nike, Adidas, those type of companies will always kind of be a powerhouse in that kind of sector. But hopefully, especially if you're just trying to get into weightlifting, we will be a powerhouse name by then. And hopefully, me personally, I could go into again different avenues of business that I might be interested in.
Right. So, do you see your company staying mainly in like the clothing area, or do you see yourself expanding into like shoes, that kind of thing?
Ooh, I I don't really know. We always kind of talk about different ideas. I try to not dream too big at first because I think
Okay.
our biggest goal should always just be uh you know doing what we do now and just doing it the best. We always kind of think a little bit of future. Again, we think about hoodies, sweatpants, stuff like that. Shoes would be a very interesting idea, especially because powerlifting shoes, I think there isn't the most diversity in. But again, I think the audience for it is kind of small. I don't know if you own powerlifting shoes. I'm a powerlifter and I don't own powerlifting shoes. So um yeah, it would have to be something that we probably think
That's
about
that's
more in the
something like
future.
that.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So, the way I see it right now is you guys are trying to be, you're trying to fill that gap that isn't there right now, and you're trying to like expand that, which I could see being very big. You just exact.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I think my main oh shoot, it's muted again. Uh, I think my main goal was always to just I wanted us to kind of reach a different audience than normal. I didn't want it to be the same as our competitors, maybe still the same price product, same material product, but just kind of cheaper. I kind of want us to have our own identity, and I kind of think we are reaching a different avenue that um, many companies don't really kind of target. So yeah, I kind of think we are kind of hitting a different kind of gap, industry gap specifically. But yeah, hopefully I could kind of broaden the gap and we can eventually just be our own unique kind of concept.
Yeah. W- So what would you say would be like if you were talking to somebody else who was trying to start a clothing company right now? What would be some advice you would give them?
My advice will always just be make sure you have your finances right, and then make sure the material you make your clothing with is actually really good. One thing I saw when I was making my clothing is that it's so easy to just sell a bad product. Um, excuse me. But it's so easy to just kind of sell very cheap material so you could increase your profit margins by a lot. I could make shirts at a lot cheaper price if I want the material to be a lot worse. But our biggest thing is having quality products so a customer will want to actually buy more of our products later in the future. So I think that's something I would kind of tell somebody starting again. Make sure the materials is good, the designs are good. There's a lot of different types of ways you can print your design onto a shirt. Make sure you know which one you like the most, which one works the best when washing it, or different temperatures, stuff like that. There's a lot of different factors you have to kind of look into.
Right. It's definitely a very hard industry, especially with all the competitors.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think if you buy in bulk, you could
Yeah.
definitely seek the benefits of um, you could seek the benefits more of uh, kind of having cheaper, buying your product at a cheaper price and selling it at a higher value. So again, that's why finance would be such a big advantage.
Right. Outside of your company and outside of like bodybuilding and that kind of thing, what's like your favorite thing to do?
Oof. Um, that is a hard one to say. Yeah, sorry about my camera right now. My phone is like dying, so I'm just trying to.
You're good.
Yeah,
You're
but
good.
trying to think of. Mm, I ain't gonna lie. I'll be lying if I said I don't work out a majority of my day. But again, I'm kind of a gamer too. I just like to play games. I'm trying to get back more into gaming. My favorite game
Right.
recently, I guess, would be Elden Ring. I've spent way too much time on that when I should be focusing on other things. But I've been trying to get other different passions too. I've been trying to start painting more, just trying to see different avenues. I used to play guitar, so maybe trying to get back into something like playing the guitar would be something I'm interested in. And I think again, trying to reach kind of a financial security where I'm able to kind of do these different types of hobbies without having to worry about working or school is kind of an overall goal for me, anyways.
Right. So, would it like when you were growing up, did were you have you always been interested in clothing and like
Yeah,
the way you dress?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, so I think it's just a different culture down there that especially with clothes, that clothes has always been a big deal for me in middle school, high school, just kind of fashion in general. So it's something that was always kind of engraved in my head. We currently stay in Cincinnati, Ohio, so the culture's a lot different now, but I always kind of kept that same mentality on the importance of looking good. And again, even for working out, I always believe if you feel like you look good in the gym, you will perform better in the gym. So I think kind of carrying that
Right.
mentality over, it's definitely kind of played a big role in kind of at least the creation and the maintenance of the company as it is today.
Right. Would you say that if you hadn't started when you did, and if you had started earlier or later, that you would be bigger or smaller?
Yeah, I thought about this
Or do you
question
think
the
that
other
oh,
I thought about this question the other day. I think we just started at the best time we could. Me and my co-owner, again, we both kind of had internships this past summer, so um, the internships is one of the biggest reasons why we even had any type of funding currently to buy our products. So I think if we ever tried to start it any earlier than an internship, we simply just wouldn't have the funding necessary to have a clothing brand. But if we started later, again, if we started later, who knows? I think us not being next to each other because after graduation, possible separation due to like trying to find work, that could have just impacted business. So I think again, we probably started at a good time, and I think we're very blessed to kind of have this opportunity at the time we did.
Yeah, right. So in the end goal, do you maybe look out to like a buyout, or are you looking to stick with the company to the end?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was talking to him about it. He's kind of more adamant on just sticking with the company to the end. I'm always, I guess, open to different ideas. I would love to just keep seeing the company grow bigger and bigger, and hopefully just have more different members and people on board to kind of help share our vision and expand our vision. But um, I don't know that it is a good question. It's kind of a complicated question. Um, I don't
Right.
know if I want bodybuilding to be my image forever, but as of right now, I am very proud of what our company represents and what it means to us and what it kind of signifies.
Right. Have you ever, in like between like elementary and high school, did you ever do any other sports or
Yeah, so
like were you in football,
yeah, I
basketball?
kind of played literally every sport in middle school to high school. My
Oh,
sports I played the longest was like baseball, soccer. In high school, I ran track.
right.
I played football, stuff like that. It wasn't until my freshman year of college actually that I even got into powerlifting, and my getting into powerlifting was more accidental than anything. But I again, my passion for powerlifting itself isn't necessarily there as I'm just really good at it, but it was something that I kind of do all the time now. I always wanted to keep working out to maintain my current body image, so it just kind of slowly became my identity, whether I kind of liked it or not.
So you think outside of the bodybuilding, if you hadn't started bodybuilding, that you would have started the company when you did?
Oof. I don't know. I think if I wasn't really into the gym as I am now, if I wasn't really into bodybuilding or powerlifting, I probably I would have probably been more adamant about creating a more streetwear kind of dedicated brand of different designs and more focus on just apparel outside of actually the gym. But because of the path avenue I'm in now, I think we're more focused on streetwear within the actual gym, and I think the market for streetwear in the gym is actually kind of more brand new and kind of it's kind of more different than all the other plentiful type of streetwear brands outside.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Um, outside of the brand and outside of all that, what? Let, let me get to know you a little bit. Let everybody get to know you.
Oof. Yeah. So I'm currently technically an employee of Bank of America, and again, I'm a student at Xavier University here in Cincinnati, Ohio. My major is in economics. I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do in economics, but we just kind of ride in now and see what happens. I am from again Atlanta, Georgia. I came up here for school. Don't know why I did, but yeah, I came all the way up to Ohio for school, but um, yeah, I've always just been an athlete my whole life. Always been passionate about uh, just trying to be the best athlete I could be, trying to be the best in whatever sport I'm kind of focusing at the time. Again, being in college, I kind of ran out of opportunities to be the best soccer player, football player, baseball player I could be, but um,
But
powerlifting just kind of came into be. I always still have an opportunity to compete, and again, I'm competing collegiate nationally, so um, I'm blessed to be able to have that opportunity as well, and just see where I could go, but where I see where at least where being a national natural bodybuilder could take me.
right. Do you stay in tune with like all everything that's going on the internet and that kind of thing, or do you kind of distance yourself from that kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm kind of on social media a lot. I do want to kind of limit how much I'm on social media currently. I'm not a big fan of the effects I feel from social media myself, but due to my like extensive use of using social media, I am usually very plugged into like memes or current events or different types of trends that are kind of going on, which again I think is probably important if you're owning a brand, especially because I have to also work on the marketing and the reaching out to different people as well. So being very into trends is I think very important.
Yeah, that's definitely a very important factor. Do you are you guys like advertising on like TikTok and Twitter, that kind of thing, like the other than Instagram?
So we technically do have a TikTok and we technically have a Facebook too. We currently don't have a lot of posts on it. I think a big reason why is due to the actual cost it takes to actually advertise a product is more expensive and I guess not as effective when you use three different sources instead of just prioritizing on one. TikTok would probably be the smartest
Right.
one to do because it is kind of the biggest, most popular one now. But I've always used Instagram. I'm very familiar with Instagram, and it's just kind of more easy for me to at least reach an audience because again, it's easier for me to find a following on Instagram. So we're kind of mostly focused on Instagram right now, but we do have big plans to kind of reach out on different social medias and just kind of expand our range.
Right. That's Instagram's very powerful. It's crazy. But I do think it would be a good idea to like start posting on TikTok and stuff like that because everybody sees it. Even if they don't like it, they still see it.
Yeah, and I think that's a big factor of
It
TikTok. It just does show your product to more faces, and I think again right now that's kind of our big goal is just to at least show our product in front of people. We do think our product is good enough that if people see it, more people will be interested in it. So I think our main goal is just showing it to as many different faces as possible. And we do have a couple of influencers that wear our product. I think they post on Instagram and on TikTok. So hopefully we kind of have that type of range of variety. But yeah, I think it would be important for us, especially as a company, to just start expanding our reach and posting on TikTok.
right. Do you guys go to like any like conventions or anything like that, or like trade shows and try to sell your product there?
So we haven't yet, especially because the first drop only happened a couple of weeks ago, so we didn't have that much time to kind of
Right.
find some. I think the cost of kind of maybe renting out or setting up a stand somewhere might be something that we would have to take into accommodation, and especially because our niche that we kind of sell to is so, I guess, slim. It's a lot harder to just sell it anywhere. I've heard maybe we should try to sell it at different bodybuilding or powerlifting competitions, as that's kind of more of our niche. We have to try to see if they'll grant us the opportunity to do that. And again, with us being seniors, we're kind of always packed with work, so finding the different time to dedicate to certain avenues like that is kind of very costly. But it's something we're always open to. And again, if we have the opportunity, I think we would love to take it.
If you guys end up like expanding out of and more to like other clothing, do you think you would ever have like a physical store?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool, even if we don't have that many stores. I think it'd be cool for us to just have a couple of physical stores. I think a lot of physical stores kind of get an audience that may not know they want your product, but they come across your product, especially in something like a mall. I think one of
Right.
my co-owner's idea was when he actually would create his gym that he would kind of have it as a part of his gym, so you kind of could buy the clothes, and
Right.
the gym is would be kind of loosely Lastform related as well. So yeah, I think it's something that we'd be kind of interested into in the future.
Do you watch like any TV shows lately? Anything big you've been watching?
I haven't had that much time to actually get into TV. Last thing I fully watched was, oh my gosh, Peaky Blinders. I love Peaky Blinders. I love that show. I know the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary just came out. I've only watched the first episode of that, but
Yeah.
hopefully if I get some free time, I could try to finish the rest of the episodes of that. But yeah, I'm always trying to interested into any recommendations for different shows and stuff like that. I love to just be invested in one show and just constantly have something to do, something to watch.
Right.
So
Right. Well, um, do you have anything else you want to say?
um I like to say thank you for having me on the podcast. It is a big opportunity for us as well. Um, I'm kind of sorry about the previous cancellation. It's been just a very hectic week
You
for us,
okay?
so I'm happy we still had the opportunity to do this. Anybody who's interested in any of our clothes, you can find us at lastform.us or the lastform Instagram page, and are we plan on dropping the shorts possibly in 2 weeks? I don't have a set date, but anybody who might be interested in some of our short designs, you can expect that in a couple of weeks. And again, we still currently have a lot of different shirts available right now for purchase, only at $30 too. So you're probably not going to find a better deal than that elsewhere. But yeah, I'd like to say thank you again for having me.
Thank, thank you for coming. Um, yeah, the link to lastform.us will be in the description. And thank you. It was a great episode.
Thank you.
All right. See ya. For watching this episode of Chasing Happiness. Although it was a little shorter, I think we got a lot of good information out of it. Not even good. Sorry. Watching this episode of Chasing Happiness. Although it was a little shorter, it was a very good episode. Make sure to go check out lastform.us. Link is in the description. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow wherever you're listening or watching this. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.